The next concept is total cost, shortened as TC. This is the addition of total variable cost plus total fixed cost. It is calculated as TC is equals to FC plus VC. That is total fixed cost plus total variable cost. It gives you your total cost. Now, it is illustrated in the graph below. Now, check the graph. We have the y-axis as usual. We have the x-axis. Your total cost curve does not start from the origin. It has its base, some space above the origin, meaning it moves just a little above the origin from the y-axis upwards, tag TC, and this total cost curve. Now, reason why it didn't start from the origin is that some additions have taken place. And what are those additions? It is your fixed cost added to your variable cost produces the total cost. That is the position on the graph. Another concept again is average cost or average total cost, shortened as AC or ATC. It is simply the total cost divided by unit of output. I mean, if you want to calculate your AC, which is average cost curve, you simply divide the total cost by the output level. That's the formula for average cost. And the graph is U-shaped. As you can see on the graph, your y-axis and your x-axis, it has the shape of U. Some examiners even ask the kind of shape average cost curve has. So we simply say a typical average cost curve is U-shaped, meaning it has the shape of U. And why is it U-shaped? As output increases, average cost is expected to be dropping, as you can see, as it is moving downwards when output increases. At some point, it gets to the minimum point. That minimum point is called constant returns, while the point where it is dropping is increasing returns as output increases. After the minimum point, the average cost curve starts rising, indicating that there are diseconomies of scale or there is an increased cost of production. So that is why it is U-shaped. So each edge of the cost has an indication. The first edge dropping indicates a cost-saving advantage, meaning there's a reduction in the average cost of production as output increases. At some point, it gets to the minimum point, which is called cost minimization point and profit maximization point, as you can see on the graph. Then, at some point again in the production process, the curve starts rising, indicating that there is an increased or a higher average cost of production. That makes it U-shaped. Another formula we can use to calculate average cost is AFC, which is average fixed cost, plus average variable cost. That's it on average cost. We have another concept again called average fixed cost, shortened as AFC. What is average fixed cost? It is the total fixed cost divided by unit of output. And it always has the shape of L. Just as average cost is U-shaped, average fixed cost is L-shaped, as you can see on the graph. It is calculated as CFC, or simply FC, divided by the output level Q. We have another concept yet, which is average variable cost. Average variable cost is calculated as, or defined as, the total variable cost per unit of output. That is, to calculate your average variable cost, you divide your variable cost by the output level. That is, AVC is equals to TVC, which is total variable cost divided by output level. As you can see on the graph, it is partially U-shaped, not a complete U, because it's a component part of the total cost and at the same time a component part of the average cost. That's it on average variable cost. Then we have marginal cost, shortened as MC. This is the additional cost incurred as a result of producing an extra unit of output. It simply means for you to produce an extra unit of a biscuit, for example, you will have to incur extra cost. So the extra cost, extra money that you spend in the production of an extra or additional unit of an output is your marginal cost. It has the shape of the handle of an umbrella. Meaning that, as you can see on the graph, you have your y-axis, you have your x-axis. So the marginal cost, just a little edge upwards. To calculate marginal cost, we have MC is equals to change in TC, that is change in total cost, over change in output. I mean, MC is equals to change in TC over change in output level, letter Q. Of course, you can see the triangle. The triangle means a change. So change in TC over change in Q. We can break it down as TC2 minus TC1 all over Q2 minus Q1. TC2 indicates the new total cost, while TC1 indicates the previous one, the one directly above it is your TC1. That is the new total cost minus the previous total cost divided by the new units produced minus the old units produced, give us a marginal cost. That's it on the various cost concepts.